Hey everyone, how are you? Cindy here. Hope you're having an amazing day on this first day of March. I can't believe it. It's almost spring. Makes me happy. Anyway, if you're on, just feel free to give a thumbs up, ask any questions. I'm going to speak into a topic that I think is really important, and I don't know if it's covered to the full degree enough. So I want to just speak into that. And you guys, feel free to post below if there's anything that's on your mind that you would like me to cover over these next 7 days. I am so happy to dive into that. I have so many areas that I can really cover. Many of you know who I am, but I'm a love and relationship coach. I've been in this field for the better part of 15 years, so that does age me. And I've been, I used to help co-facilitate Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus workshop years ago, and I worked as a high-end matchmaker. And I did work under some other relationship experts in my field, meaning I coached underneath them. And I learned I dived really deeply into my expertise around that because I was trying to solve this problem for myself. I didn't understand men, how they thought, why they did the things they did, and why I was continually getting certain results in my love life. And, some of it does have to do with our childhood, and there's another side to it too. So, and you can do a lot of shifts around your mindset when you do the work and you have the education. So as soon as I started to get an education around this, it's like the light bulbs went off. And I was like, oh wow, I found my life purpose. And I think I've told many of you guys this, that I found myself as a high-end matchmaker, talking people out of self-sabotage when it came to dating and relationships. And sometimes my clients don't like what I have to say. So that's unfortunate too, but I don't tell you guys this. I don't tell my clients things because I'm trying to torture them. I actually tell them those things because I can see further down the road, right? It's harder for us to see our own blind spots. So the area I'm going to speak into is how to really handle yourself when you feel butterflies in your stomach, when you are around a certain man, or you feel a lot of chemistry when you're around someone. What does that mean? Well, I wish I had a sign that I could say it could mean danger, danger, danger. And here's why. Because when we feel a lot of chemistry, it's really hard to think straight. You ever have that problem where you're really attracted to someone and it seems like they're really attracted to you too, and there's an energy there, but you can't really fully be yourself, or you find yourself saying things that aren't really you, or kind of pretzeling yourself into what you think he wants you to be. Or, there's so many different things, right? Or even doing more to prove your value. So, and a lot of women do this. They'll, because, I work with a lot of strong, independent women, and they may not know that they're doing this to prove their value, or they may think, well, he's not going to show up, so I'm going to show up. And so when it comes to that chemistry thing, the really important thing that I will tell you is that taking it slow is really, really, really important. And that means taking your time to get to know someone, living your life, getting together with your friends, setting boundaries, and not, if he asks you out on a Thursday and you're not available, then you're not available. I'm so sorry. I'm not available. But show a receptivity. But gosh, I'm free on Saturday or Sunday. So what that does is show that you're open, right? And the other side to that too is, sometimes when there is a lot of chemistry, it comes from our wounding. It comes from the parts of us that, and I'm going to go a little esoteric and spiritual on you guys, that may not be fully healed. So that chemistry can come from a sense of familiarity. And what's usually familiar to us is how our parents raised us. And you might think, oh, this guy's nothing like either of my parents. Well, you don't know them very well. And it takes time to get to know people. So if you're feeling that chemistry and you're feeling like you can't be yourself, and I can tell you guys this, I've been around men at times to where I'm like, who am I? And I can't even, it's like there's just this, I'm not even who I am. It could still happen. There's a few men that have done that to me in the past, and if I ran into them today, I'd probably still be tongue twisted. And I know for me that I want to be able to be who I am in partnership. I just want to be able to be me. Good, bad, ugly. And because the more that you can be yourself and comfortable in your own skin, like they can see you and you can be vulnerable. It's easier for you to be vulnerable. And in that chemistry, there's two things that can happen. There's a false sense of bonding that can occur because, there's all this chemistry, which could turn into a really steamy romance because a lot of times you can't help yourself. So there's lack of control. There are ways of being that may not serve you in having the type of relationship that you want. So if you go back and you look at, do I have patterns in my relationships? Is there a common thread? And I can tell you this, it can be hard to see on your own. And unless you've done a lot of personal development work. And that even then it can be really, really challenging to see. So there's that piece. And also, like, when you get really in tune with how do I want to feel, right? How do I want to feel when I am with someone? And do I want to have this feeling where I'm on edge and I have a super amount of chemistry now? Some of that can subside because maybe it's been a while since you've dated and you're just getting those butterflies, and that's just the initial excitement. So paying attention to how you feel actually in your body, right? And I talk about this a lot, like taking a few deep breaths. How do I feel? And a really great partnership may not feel like firecrackers and, amazing stardust right in the beginning. So one of the things that I will encourage the women that I work with and any of you guys that are on here listening is that really get a chance to get to know someone. Now, there are some things that you can see that can just be like the buck stops here, right? There could be some major red flags. Maybe they're kind of rude. Maybe they didn't even offer to pay for your coffee. I mean, who knows, right? But there could be a couple things that you've discovered value-wise that aren't in alignment. However, if they're a nice person, but you're just not feeling it, go get together with them again. Just give it a chance. And go into the meeting as like, I get to learn something. Maybe I get to connect with somebody that's really, really amazing. And we get the chance to connect with, on average, my friend Amy Yamada talks about this, about, I think it's like 10,000 people in our lifetime, every human being, which that can be quite a few, but how do you want to show up in a way that's impactful? Do you want to show up as your best self? And do you want to gain something? You know, I can tell you from everybody I talk to, I really look at, okay, so how can I help this person? Or what can I learn from speaking to them? And is there something that I can do that makes even a difference, even if we don't ever meet again, right? So circling that around to the chemistry, you guys, it's like, it can be really dangerous. I'm not saying that you don't want to have attraction or chemistry. You absolutely do. It's imperative. However, it can be super hot. And if it's super hot, like I said, that's where I look at the signs and say danger, danger. But chemistry, especially for women, you guys, can take some time to grow. And as we get to know someone, it becomes even better and greater. And, you know, maybe we fall for their mind, and they just, all of a sudden you look up at him one day and you're like, wow, he's really attractive. Or he is an expert kayaker and he takes you out on the lake and shows you, and you just see a different side to him that all of a sudden opens you up, right? So, and I've seen that happen more times than I can count. I remember I had this client of mine that met this gentleman that, I mean, she's beautiful, and he was okay. It was average. And she, you know, they started to get to know each other. And then she's like, wow, you know, this guy's amazing. And they had a ton in common. In fact, they were originally from the same town in Texas and had both migrated to California, and just like very similar people. And so, you know, long story short, he wasn't originally what she would have ever imagined being with. However, he was perfectly suited for her. Now they're married and it's great. And she did a lot of work around that to bring that in and allow herself to receive that kind of love and partnership. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know. You can send me hearts. You can send me thumbs up. You can just send me nothing. Or post below if you have questions, if you have comments, if there's anything that you have a burning desire to learn about. You know, you've got 6 more days of love training from me. And I've got a couple really amazing gifts for you through this. And, you know, maybe you're afraid to comment. I will leave a link below to my calendar so that you can schedule a private call with me. I know we all have our own unique situations in this area of our life. And I want to help you guys. I want to help you really have the best love life and the best relationships possible. So I hope this is beneficial. I'm sending all of you guys big hugs, lots of love, and have an amazing rest of your day. And like I said again, feel free to click on my link. You can book a time to chat. I'm here to tell you that space is limited, so grab a spot quick. All right, sending love. Mwah. Have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. Bye.